Welcome back everybody to Iowa Plains View and our Zero to Hero challenge. If you look top right, we do have a nice healthy bank account at the minute. I did have a few issues with the contracts, those 3 harvesting contracts I took on. Hopefully you would have just seen a short clip of me collecting on the first contract we did, which was field number 1. So this one, which was the monster contract, I also did 29 and 21 down here. Now, after the first episode ended, it was getting a little bit late anyway, and I kind of had enough by then of that contract. So I didn't do any more. I didn't collect any more straw. I saved the game and I quit out. Obviously, I did have these other 2 contracts in the mix still going. When I loaded in, I went to try and tab to the truck, which was down here roughly, and it didn't do anything. I just stayed in this spot. So that's when I first realised something wasn't quite right. So then I jumped down to where our silo is, and the truck had gone. It was just the trailer and the forage pickup just sat there and in the same position as if the truck would have been attached to both of them. So I thought, what's going on? Then I looked over to that field, number 1. There was no straw on the field, and I thought, this is what is happening. I looked into the contracts menu and the contract was not there, so I could not believe it. But I didn't save anything, and apologies for this little bit of boringness at the start, but I just keeping you in the loop, informing you. I didn't save it, quit out of the game, loaded back in. I did that a couple of times, experimenting. One of the times I managed to keep the truck going and everything was there, but the straw disappeared. And I think then the contract disappeared. Anyway, the best I could do was keep the equipment. The contract was still showing, but the straw had disappeared. So there was a ton of straw left on that field, probably more than what we needed or wanted. So I just took the hit. We lost the straw. I cracked on and did field 29, and again that took quite a while, and it was getting a bit late again at night because I started playing sort of late evening. Had enough, did the same thing, left a bit of straw on the ground because I was honestly nodding off trying to play the game, and that's when you know you need to turn it off. And I saved the game, loaded back in next time, and the same problem again. So I managed to sort of just keep quitting and loading in until it sort of kept the contracts there. But this field 29 contract, I literally had to, it kept disappearing every time. So I had to load into the game, and the first thing I'd done was skip down to the contracts menu, click on it and collect it. So we lost the straw on there. There wasn't as much there left, and then I just cracked on and I did this all in one hit. But we have got a ton of straw in our silo if we come down to here, and that's not including the stuff what we missed or disappeared. But we've got 1.1 million litres of straw in our silo, so that is a huge amount. Just imagine how much we would have had in that one. But there we go. And if we go down to the finances, you can see all the figures, so I haven't cheated. So we've got a bit of harvest income, obviously left over from the contracts when we tipped to the sell points, and the contract income there, 77,750. Awesome. The miscellaneous is obviously the collectible. There is a couple of ploughing contracts which look pretty tasty in terms of price. Obviously again that's going to take us a little while. I was kind of looking at the tractors. Now obviously that is a nice beast, and then this class is the same. So what I was thinking, I was having a little look before I started recording, so they're obviously both large tractors. I've gone past them, haven't I? And it's these guys, I think. So we've got an 8RT, I think, sat there, and then this Claas TerraTrak. Now they are roughly the same sort of horsepowers. So my thinking is, just to save a little bit of money, if we borrow the equipment for the lowest amount, which would be this contract, 2,316, we're going to use that tractor, but we're going to get a better, bigger plough. So I think if we borrow items on that, awesome. And then we will accept these 2 contracts. Now we've got 3 ploughing contracts, which is going to give us a decent amount. Yes, it's going to take me quite a while, but that is my problem and down to me. So happy days. Going back to collectibles, because we spawn in every time at this point because we do not have a sleep trigger yet, I completely missed this one straight away so I think it would be very rude not to collect that one, like so. So we do have a very decent amount of money now, but we've got to start building ourselves up, so it's not all going to be easy. Right, so now if I tab across, we should be, yes, at that tractor. Now what I'm going to do plough wise is get one of these beasts. So what is this tractor actually? It's a 930, so I bet that's the lowest horsepower it's going to give us. Yes, 355. Okay, that's not too bad, but what can we do with the plows? 370. Oh, I think we'll be absolutely fine with that. It's a 4 meter difference. Right, what's that going to be? We don't need to do anything. What's attaches? Oh, that's for the back. Or at least that. So that's 4,000. So obviously, including the money we're paying for the tractor, we are taking a little bit of a hit there. But I think it's going to be worth it. Pretty good amount of money off both contracts. We'll just move this plough out of the way. Now my only concern is getting out of this shop. Right, what fields are they? 3, 7 and 22. 3's over there, so that's not a problem. 7 is over here where we were just a minute ago, roughly. We spawned in about there, so that's not too bad. And 22 is there. Pretty sure 22. Oh no, it's withered. Okay, fair enough. Right, without further ado, let's disconnect that. Oh, we've got a weight here. We'll put that on. Didn't notice that. Are we going to be able to get out with this? I think this is going to be our downfall. It's literally up there, isn't it? But it's the lamppost, isn't it? We've got to contend with. Oh, and there's a sign. There's a John Deere sign there. Can we squeeze through there? Thank you very much. Oh, there's a car coming. Right, let's just tuck ourselves up into here. Go on, you can go, pal. I'm not too worried if we knock some of the signs down. That's fine. We can always put them back up later, can't we? So there we go. There's one, and there's the other one. Oh, excuse me, car. So, right, let's put the map on. There we go. That's 3 there. That would make sense. That looks like an awful field. Needs a bit of work doing to it. So this should speed up the process. What sort of speed can we go with these? There's 7 standard sort of setup. That's 10. All 9. Ah, that's not too bad. That is not too bad at all. Look at that, guys. Hopefully this is going to pull this okay. I think we should be alright. The field's pretty flat. We will soon find out. Off we go. I do have access to this. Oh, that's alright. I'm getting a bit worried then. So there we go. Let's whack the old cruise control on. Not a huge field, but big enough. If we were using something smaller than what we've got, that would take quite a while. And like I said before, I am very interested in this plot. I think we will be buying that plot this episode. But look how huge it is. It's got a load of grass there. So if we buy that, we can mow that grass up straight away. Probably going to collect that, keep that as it is, and tip that into our silo, because I've got a plan for the straw and grass. I'm going to use something I haven't used before, a mod. I think it's going to earn us quite a bit of money. So all will be revealed a little bit later. But I'm unsure, because we're kind of going to need some sort of production area. Or at least an area where I can put a couple of productions down. I'm wondering if we should do that this side, because I think there is a lot of room, and we've still got room to maybe create a little field of our own, or a couple of fields if we wanted to, because it would be nice to sort of start growing some crops or things of our own. We could wait until we get over to the area that we need to be. Wow, look at 10% already, which is obviously over here. So we've got some decent sort of fields around us. We'll be checking out 7 very shortly. Yeah. So, I mean, that's not even too far away, I don't think. If we do end up settled here, we can come straight along this road in there, and we're straight in there. So that's not too bad at all, because the 3 areas we've got, I just don't think there's enough room on them for, you know, productions and putting more things down. I mean, you've seen it's not too bad down here, but I think putting the silo down, I'm going to check out that area a bit closer at some point, because we could clear the trees there. This land doesn't look very flat at all, so I think that's a no-go, and I'm not quite sure what that's going to be like either. So we can always check them out a bit further down the line and see what we can sort of come up with, some sort of plan. But anyway, we've got work to do, so let's crack on. There's a deer there, there's a couple of deers. I may do a couple of these as a little time lapse, or I may skip. I haven't decided yet. Obviously at the time of recording, I normally decide that when I'm editing, so you possibly might see a time lapse, which probably could work. Actually, I could probably do a bit of a time lapse on all 3 of these fields contracts, and then bring you back in towards the end. I think that could be the way forward. I'm not quite sure what field we're going to head to next. I suppose it doesn't really matter. Probably the one that's got the easiest route to. I don't want to be contending with too many street lights and lampposts thingy. I don't think it's going to be too bad. And to be honest with you, I think, well, they're only going to get bigger actually, aren't they? I think 22 probably the biggest. 7 could be giving it a bit of a run for its money. What are we looking at in price? Yeah, I think 22's the biggest. 7's not far behind it. So maybe we'll head to number 7 next, but we'll see.
A new place, a new home, for a while, let me feel alive. nothing to hold me back. Take my time, just enjoy the ride. I know, man, passing by, life is good, best I've ever felt. Get me up, somewhere new, somewhere I can find myself. Oh, I feel so alive. As I reach out to the sky. I found my way. I was in the dark against it all, but made it through the day. Cause I found my way. In bad times, I know I'll be okay. Cause I found my way. Cause I found my way. Cause I found my way. Cause I found my way.
Right, we're about 92% complete, I think. Let's go on there. 93, so we're almost done, which is cool. Didn't take too long, obviously, with the size of this thing. So I'm not sure what you've watched. It might have been a couple of little snippets or a little bit of time lapse here and there, but we have done all of them. I didn't completely finish them. I literally got to, well, the very first field 3 I did. I don't know why I was feeling a bit generous. I think it's because it's next door to the plot of land we're going to buy. So we're being nice to our neighbours, or new neighbours. But the other one, field, what was that, 7 I think. I literally got to 100% complete and left it at that, which is what we will be doing for this one. But they are quite big fields, aren't they, on this map, which is pretty smart. Come on, let's put cruise control on. We'll have a look. We're at 97. So yeah, once we've done this, we'll head on back up. I'm going to try and keep hold of this tractor, because we're going to be a little bit cheeky and try to use it. It may mean we go into the next day or next month, because we're playing 1 days per month. I think we should get away with that. I hope it doesn't disappear or have any more problems with contracts on here. I'm hoping not. Right, that is done. We'll do that last little bit. That is all they're getting extra off of us. We'll fold that up. So we could technically collect on the 2. So it's field 3 where we've borrowed the equipment by the look of it. Leasing costs there. So we could collect on field 7 and 22, which we will do. Happy days and happy days. And as you can see, it is magically been completed. Wow, $250,000, guys. What is happening here? Which is the best way to get back up to where we want to be. So yeah, do not click on field 3. If something does go wrong with that contract, we lose a tractor, etc. like that. We probably lost about 18 grand, but it is what it is, isn't it? Now that, could we go up that way, or could we cut? That's going to be a bridge there, isn't it? I don't think we're going to get across a bridge with this. Right, let's head on up to that new area we're going to buy. Right. You would come around the corner right then, wouldn't you? Go on then, go past, please. Not the best way to do this, is it? Where's this van going? Oh my goodness. Right, we're through. We are through. Right, let's get up to here. Yeah, look at the size of this area, guys. I'm going to keep hold of this plough as well, like I said. Right, let's just park in this lovely person's field for a second and take in what we've got here. So let's buy this plot. Now if you're not aware of this plot, it is valued at £57,064, euros or dollars, whatever you're playing in. We're going to buy that, so we now own that plot. Now it has got a lot of rubbish, junk, an old shed, etc. like that, building materials, so it's been made to look like an abandoned sort of farm. The sign over there does say all that. Look, we've got trees here, but the beauty about this plot, so if we go into our build mode, can you see the sheds highlighting? And it doesn't matter what you select, the fence here, this sign, it is all connected, even these trees, look. So if we click on that, look how much we get back. So technically, we've just bought this whole plot of land for $64. How mad is that? Now there is a couple of piles of, well, gravel, dirt, which we'll need to level out, which isn't a problem, so we will do that now. Let's go into landscaping and leveling, turn that up, put that onto that. We'll go about there, I think, and we'll just go through. Shouldn't cost us too much money. I think it is just those 3 piles. Yeah, and it's pretty flat here as well. Now what I'm thinking is, I'm thinking maybe from about maybe here, or even the sort of back of this gravel type, whatever it is. So from here this way, keeping that is sort of production areas, things like that, and then anything this side, or well, we're going to have a big field. I think we're going to create ourselves a nice big field, which is why I want to keep hold of that plough. But before we do that, we're going to cut all this grass, because we're going to cut that, pick it up, might as well make use of it. As Rusty says, use your land to your advantage. So we're going to get ourselves a mower set up. Now we could go all in and get this bad boy, but it's quite expensive, so I think we'll just go down the kind of traditional route of tractor and mower setup. Now there probably is a way where we could do this all in one, with all these sort of gadgets and contraptions we've got in the mod hub. But I'm just going to go for this setup because I know this swath drops, and we're just going to lease it for now. And the same, and we need to jump in that tractor. We're going to have to leave the plough in our neighbour's field. I'm sure they won't mind. Let's hope not. So plough off. Weight can go off. That isn't ours either. In fact, none of it is. We will be buying our own equipment eventually, but I just thought, why we've got this tractor, why not? Let's take advantage. There's the sign there that we knocked down. Happy days. Oh dear, what was that? I don't know what I hit there. Curb, I think. And there's the original plough from the contract, which we didn't use. Not a big fan of ploughs like that, if I'm honest. I'd rather use a subsoiler. What is that doing over there? That wasn't me, was it? I haven't been over there. Right, this setup. So let's grab this. And we'll head back on to our, or over to our area, minding the traffic. Probably will have to turn the help menu on just so I have got the swath dropping turned on, because I can't remember which button it is. And then once we've cut all this grass, we need to pick it up. So we'll get ourselves a loading wagon, again keeping hold of this tractor. And like I said, it probably will go into the next day, I think, if they'll allow us to do that. I think they will, but we will see. Let's drop that. I'm hoping we can... Where is our boundary on here? What I like to do, if you're wanting to find out where your sort of boundaries is, I like to go into tools and just get this electric charging station, because where it's quite small and thin, it's kind of perfect for... So we're about there, so we have got to leave a fair bit when we're ploughing up, but we'll see if we can pinch a little bit extra. Let's unfold that. Let's get this help menu on. So work mode, we want swath dropping, happy days. We can then turn that off, turn that on, lower that down. Awesome. Right, it's not letting us get too much, is it? So that's okay, we can live with that. Now we're just going to pick up the worst of it. We're not going to worry about getting every single, you know, nook and cranny of the area. We're just going to pick up the majority of it. I could probably steal a little bit more to the left now, I think, but we won't. But look at the size of this area. So very, very worth buying this area in my eyes. 64 for a piece of land. Definitely not to be sniffed at. So what I'm probably going to do, I don't think we would be able to get a worker going on this, would we? Oh, we could. Oh, that would mean getting another tractor though, wouldn't it? I know we could buy another tractor. Tell you what, I've got a plan, guys. I've got a plan. I've got an idea. Let's do a lap round, and then we'll see if we can get a worker going up and down, because then they should be able to distinguish the sort of end of where we've been. And I think we could be ready to buy ourselves a tractor. So I've got a tractor in mind for this series, and we may as well buy it pretty soon, haven't we? On episode 2. Because then we can get a worker going on cutting this grass, and we will go behind picking it all up. And then the grass is gonna go into one of our new productions, which we will be placing down in a minute. So very exciting. I think what we'll do is we will go across the back here, the little bit over there to the left where we started off. In fact, let's just go round. Let's go round. They should be able to cope. If they don't, they don't. We'll see what happens. See little bits like that. I'm not worried about that. And I expect we'll be landscaping, painting, putting down some concrete or asphalt, something like that. We'll give them a little bit of a break down this end. I don't want them going in the ditch. So that would do for me. Right, let's lift that front one up. And then the rear. Now, please will you work? That will be fantastic if you can. That is quite a long way down there, isn't it? So let's get them back there. Oh, no field found. Right. So, this could ruin our plan. So if we go forward a bit, I wonder if I need to go in a little bit and get them going. No, they don't like it, do they? Ah, that's annoying. Right, so that's kind of ruined our plan. I did think it was going to work, to be honest with you, but you never know these things till you try. Right, I will get this mode, and I will see you when it's finished. And then I'll have to start picking it up. So, that is all that area mowed up. Let's turn that off, fold up that one as well. I think I've underestimated the size of this area, if I'm honest, when I've been mowing. It is pretty big, so I'm now wondering if we should actually have the field coming down here as well. Because the good thing about this area as well, we've got two entrance and exits. We've got one there and we've got one there, so that could be our kind of field entrance, and then that one is our production entrance. So yeah, that's took me by surprise, to be honest with you. Interesting. Anyway, let's return these mowers. Forgot what they were called for a second there. I must say, I do really like this tractor. I've not actually used it before until that contract. I'm kind of liking it. No, obviously we can't keep this one because it's not ours. But I'm thinking maybe in the future. We'll see. I mean, I'm probably getting a bit ahead of myself here. We've got a loan still. We haven't got anywhere to sleep. We don't have a proper farm or nothing like that. What am I doing? I know I don't need to do this, but I'm going to take it back here to be a nice person. Right. So let's return that and that. Awesome. Right, we need a loading wagon. It's a shame we didn't keep that trailer and pickup. We could go for that again, if I'm honest. That's not a bad shout, actually. I know it's going to cost us, because when you look at these, I mean, this is pretty good capacity. No, is it that one? I mean, look at the price of that. 50,000 litres. Do you know what? I think we will. That suddenly just popped in my head again. We should have kept hold of that, but I wasn't 100% sure we were going to go down this route at that point, but we are now. So 63.5. I know it goes up by another 20 grand, but that is still pretty cheap. Right, so we need that. We're going to need a dolly then, aren't we, for the trailer, for the tractor. I quite like this dolly. Keep that like that, I think. And then that other thing. Belt systems. I must remember that. Belt systems. Pretty sure it can pick up grass. If it can pick up straw, it's going to be able to pick up grass, isn't it? Come on, as soon as I see, yeah, there we go. Happy days. We'll keep everything the same. Right, so we're kind of going down that route again, but that means we're going to pick up quite a lot, maybe even all of that, who knows. It would be something if we can get all of that in there. So we'll hook on up to this again. That pipe, let's get that out because it's a bit of a pain when it's folded up. It doesn't sit very well on anything. Can we get that in under there? Hopefully we can. That'll do for me. Right, let's head on over to our grass. What I'll do, because again it's going to take a while, I know we've got a bigger trailer, but we'll start picking some up and then I'll bring it back in when we've almost got a full load and we'll see where we're at. I think we should get quite a lot of that picked up with this trailer, you know. So we'll start at the very beginning. I'll turn that on and off we go. And there we go. Back to this setup, but with a tractor this time. So yeah, 5,000, 6,000 litres already. Can we get it all in? What do you think? Probably not, but we will see. Right, I've had to partly give up. As you can see, there's little patches in the swaths because I can't seem to get any more than 81%. It keeps creeping up. It's kind of packed up, working around 76%, and I've just scraped the last few little bits in to get to here, and I'm not going to keep doing that, so I thought I'll bring it back in and we'll get rid of this. So what we are going to do for the next part of the plan is, in productions and factories, we're gonna go for, where is it, the composter. Now I've not used this before, but I've seen it used, so I thought I'd try and give it a go. So we're going to place that down. See what I mean though? Look how big this area is. So let's get some. Ooh, 90,000 bang on if we went there. That's okay because that gives us enough room to turn round out the end. If we don't want to go too close, I think that would work. Bang, there we go. Like I say, we can do a bit of landscaping and work that out. So we go into there. Let's go and have a look anyway. Oh, there's the last little bit there. But we have got 211,000 litres just over, which is pretty good. Now I'll tip this in and then we'll look at the actual production itself. Do I need to put that pipe away? We'll see what happens. I don't know if we're going to get underneath that. No, are we? I don't want to. Oh, that's a very bad angle. Right, let's put that away. That's better. Right, so we are in. We're not on the trailer. We are now. Let's get our grass in. Happy days. This really does my head in, that collision thing. Yeah, it's starting to get a little bit dark. I think it would be alright for another couple of hours. It's supposed to be a summer's day. But what I think we will probably do is, let's pull out of here. Just so you get the gist of what's happening. I'll stop that. And then let's go and check this out. Right, so there's a lot of things going on the left hand side. Some of it I'm not quite familiar with, like the bark mulch, well, and the ash. Obviously there are other products that you're going to get from different productions, but we're not going to go down that route. What we're interested in is straw, because obviously we've got a lot of straw, and grass, which we've just cut. As far as I can tell, all the cycles per month are exactly the same. We do have this quick composter option. I know some of you guys probably are aware of this mod, but if you're not, if we go into big bags, we should have in here this fella. So you buy this by the bag, 2,000 litres. Unfortunately you can't select like up to 8 like you can with these, so you have to buy them singly. But I'm not too interested in that, because I still think that is a pretty good rate that we're going to get per month. And obviously we are only on 1 days per month, so we're going to activate our grass. So as usual, it's showing what we've tipped in, and look, we've got 28 litres already. That's how quick that is going to process. So happy days. The only problem we've got, that is where you're going to collect the compost out of. Look how quick that is going up. We're going to run out of grass in a minute. The only problem we've got, I think, is with this compost having somewhere to sell it. So we will need to put a sale point down. Oh, there we are. Yes, so no sale point. Okay, that's fine. We can do that. We've got a couple of areas that we've bought up for free. I know we could stick it right next to it, but I don't want to do that. That's just too easy, isn't it? I want to be able to drive somewhere, so I'll probably check out some of these sale points. I think, if I remember rightly from my map tour, down here is pretty open space inside there, which is going to be pretty cool. So I'll have a look at that. I am going to pick up the rest of this grass. I'll tip it in. What I will do though, because I think we'll wrap up this episode. Episode 3 will start in August, probably obviously a little bit later than what we are now, and we're going to put down, in fact we might as well do that while we're here, because I don't want us to just jump straight into episode 3 and I've skipped forward into September. So we're going to do all that together. Well, I think, well, just for now, obviously the goal is to be up in that top right hand corner of the map and have a farmhouse. I think we'll just put ourselves down a little tent. Oh, we can't go no further than that. I've got a little bit further by zooming in and pushing out. I think we'll put a little tent down, shall we? As our farmhouse. So we've got a little tent going on. That is absolutely fine with me. I'm up for a bit of camping. So yeah, I'll get all the rest of this grass picked up. I'll tip it in there, and then episode 3 will start in August. What I'm going to do then is we will jump in the tent. We'll go to sleep for a bit and we'll see what that is done. But my guessing, by the look of that, is we are going to be running out of grass already. So yeah, I'm not quite sure how much compost we're going to get off of that. It should be quite a lot, to be honest with you. Let's have a look at the rates, actually. That would probably tell us, wouldn't it? So you do get more out as well if you go down this route, but it means extra things. I can't be bothered with that, to be honest with you. So 758, so that is not bad. We're going to get quite a lot from that, guys. Do have a few switches here that we can turn. Oh, that turns on those markers. They are floating a bit though. That's, I don't want really them on. That's, what does this one do? That does that. Out. We know that is the out pipe anyway, so I don't need that on. And what does this one do? Oh, lights. That could come in handy at night time. Right, there we go. So we'll leave it there, guys. We have made quite a bit of progress, I think. We've still got 144,000 in the bank. Obviously, we do have the loan still. I think we'll be paying that off gradually as we go. But that is it for episode 2, guys. I'm quite pleased with the progress. Please let me know your thoughts. I'm open to any sort of suggestions, tips, things like that. So yeah, looking forward to your comments, guys. Hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you have, please give us a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. That'd be fantastic. And don't forget to smash that bell so you don't miss any future videos of mine. I've been Farm Sim Snowy. Stay frosty.